Okay, this is the boatyard. Just make out the sea through that gap. This is our boat here. She's buried in a serious maze of shite. It's going to take the boys a wee bit of time to clear out, because the route out is back through that way. She's been here for a while. So we look at this boat. So she's a sort of chestnut brown, not black. Don't know if that comes out properly. We've managed to steal a ladder for now. She looks alright underneath. Needs an anti-foul. Booby trapped this place for us. So we've managed to get a hose to the boat, which means we should be able to start cleaning her today. Not that that's a huge priority, but it would make it a hell of a lot nicer to work around her. That's just a wee boarding ladder we just threw there to test out. It was a ladder for this boat. Now there's toilet skin fittings, through hull fittings. There's seacocks on the other side of these. Almost all the seacocks are seized, but that's a plan for today. Definitely needs a new anode, maybe even a shaft anode, and a little bit of play in the cutlass bearing. Not huge. Everything else looks quite secure. There's a boarding ladder at the stern, a bit close here because they're in the bushes. Like, I'm pushing it at the juggies just to get this shot. There's our ladder again. As I say, it's a very messy yard. Hell of a place just to move about in. It's a fucking death trap, to be honest. And we'll cut the ladder, and here's our very, very manky, greasy, very, very, very slippy deck. Like you can't move without holding on to something. Give a quick pan around again. Here's the yard. The sea's down that way. The exit is through this lot. And here's the deck of the boat. Very green and slimy. We're kind of sitting under trees here, a chestnut tree. And yeah, you can see yourself in amongst the ropes here. It does come off quite easy. We've tried a few little patches, but it's very minging and slippy. So Asako's going to clean that today, but unfortunately I forgot a deck brush. So I can just hold on to something. We have a spinnaker pole. It's all there. Looks okay. Hatches are alright, but they might clean up okay. Not the best in the world. They look like they could watertight. There is an anchor and chain here, and the chain looks a bit worse for wear. So this, it's in this chain locker, and then it's pulling a solid lump underneath. So we'll have to excavate that. A bit smelly in there too. The foil for the roller reefing seems to twist both down and up there too. So looking aft, all the lines are laid back to the cockpit. There's one winch in the foredeck, so that's quite good. The deck seems okay. Most of the stanchion post seems okay. There's one stanchion post that looks like it had a repair, but that's pretty common in a boat this age. As I say, it's very lethal to move around on. We've kind of been greasing as much as we can in this bloody WD-40 and greasing amongst this green slime just to make it even more fun. You can see all the running rigging is rotten and needs replacing. There's barely a rope on this boat which you would use to tie your dog up. The stuff inside the mast isn't so bad. Now, we've flaked out the mainsail yesterday. The cover isn't too pretty, but the sail underneath was immaculate. A fully battened, full length battens mainsail was not so much as a stitch out of the place, which is quite good. The lazy jacks could do with replacing. Again, the running rig, and all the blocks move. We've tested all the blocks and lubricated them, which is good. Now all the winches move here, but the pawls aren't necessarily grabbing them. The 2-speed winches, the 2 big ones on each side of the cockpit, then the smaller ones, of which there's 5, 2 in the cockpit, 2 forward and 1 forward here. These are all single speed, and they're all Lumar winches, which is good. Branded quality winches, which you can still get spares for. We're going to open them up today and lubricate the pawls, and hopefully that'll allow them to operate smoothly again. Now there's a gas locker just behind the throttle here, which does move freely. We've tested this, thankfully. There's a lazarette at the stern, which we've got the door off at the moment, and we've cleaned out, although there is a can lying in there now. They check all these skin fittings. Everything seems to have proper stainless jubilees, which is something. There's a couple of cleats at the stern there. The rudder is lying forward and is in good condition, which is nice. All the stainless steel work looks okay, there's no frayed wires anywhere, and all the blocks still turn. And again, we've lubricated it all. This is just a shite that was lying in the lockers. We're doing some cleaning. So obviously these nice pieces of wood, they go on the cockpit floor where I'm sliding about at the moment. But we're going to clean this. Obviously you can see yourself, it's covered in this green slime that everything's covered in. Now I don't know what the film quality will be like in the interior, but we'll go in and have a look. So from the cockpit, this is us like looking forward. There's a wire hanging out from the instrument, so we're going to have to open that up today and just see what's going on in there. We can't afford any shorts. But all the instruments are there. The hatch is a bit sticky because it's hitting something like wires under here. So we're going to have to investigate that today. All the washboards are here, and they normally slot into this gap. But obviously we need to get in and out. The tracks here for the boom sheets, or the main sheet I should say. So it's sitting in the companionway hatch. The cooker, it looks brand new, it's still got the instructions in the oven. There's a hatch just to the left of the cooker, which holds the basin. Could do with a clean, everything could do with a clean, it's fucking manky. And some of it could do with a wee bit modernisation. There's cupboards here, again, everything needs a fucking clean. It's bogging. Oops, look at that, there you go. That'll be me not getting into the fridge anymore to show you the fridge. Looks like we need a new one of them. Now, it's in the back of the cooker. And in the cupboards, there's quite a lot of good storage space. But again, it needs a bloody good scrub before we can take it anywhere. So again, I'll step back and see the galley. The switch panel, the switches seem free. I don't know about the pressurised water, I haven't touched it yet. We've kind of had all the cushions up. So the protect sole doesn't look in too bad a condition. Again, a good clean, possibly some varnish, but it's all there. There are lee cloths, so if we lift the cushions up, again, it needs a clean. It's minging everywhere. It's some mildew cleaner. But if you look, here's the tiller here. Seems in good condition, with an extension on it. Now if we look under the cushions, there's these lee cloths. This cloth here. It's manky, but that gets tied up to these railings, these handrails, and that stops people falling out the bunks when the boat heels over. Cupboards here look okay, they're not too dirty, these ones, thankfully. Everything else is fucking bogging. All the clips seem to work, except the one on the sink, which I just pulled off. Here going at the forepeak. So there is a toilet. We haven't checked the pumps. The seacocks are fast, so we're going to unbolt them today and try and lubricate them from above. We need to make sure the seacocks can all work, or they'll need replacing. Into the forepeak itself. It doesn't look huge, but I laid out in it yesterday and it's at least 6'6" in the bunks. It's not too bad. Needs minimalist cleaning, and there's storage down below and the lockers below. I'll just move that out of the way. But again, could do with a clean. There's a couple of wires in there that we have to investigate. This is like a drying locker. So if I pop that off. Okay. There's a drying locker here, a little window above it, and then it's like a waist height rail. And then cavernous cavity. Again, I have to check out where all these wee wires go. So back through the heads, going this way. There's a pump for the shower, cleaning out the shower, and a handle there for it. Going back through the tables here, there are bolts for the feet of the table lying inside the chart table. This is meant to be a multi-position table. We haven't really investigated it yet to see what can and can't be done. This is the chart table, so I'll just give you a perspective. This is the galley, and then if I stand in the galley and rotate 180 degrees, this is the chart table corner. We've got tools and multimeter and stuff laid out here. That's the chart table, and inside that chart table is bolts for the main table. There's a drawer and stuff. Again, needs a bloody good clean. Here's the electronics. Now, this isn't as big as it looked in the pictures. Maybe get a bit of perspective there. Don't know if any of it works or not yet. There is an autopilot lying here. Whether or not it works, I don't know. Certainly the wiring for it in the cockpit, it looks a bit of a mess. There's the quarter berth going in here. Now, the engine lies under this cover, and we had a look yesterday. So the engine's in there, cover out the way, and then this whole assembly comes off here. There's a couple of wee bolts for it, and then it pulls out, and then we can get access to the front of the engine. This is my mission today, see if we can get this thing running properly. It's free. I turned it over, and there's fresh dust on the belt, so it has been turned over. One of the few issues I've found so far is this cap here. Doesn't look like it's got anything to clip into. See it's corroded away here. Don't know if I can solder on another one or if that means a new header tank. That's one of the investigations we have to do. So this is looking back out of the cockpit again. Pretty messy. Now we've got to climb up here now that I've taken the steps out my own way, which was very clever. Oh, okay, and we're outside again into the slippy death trap hell. And yeah, this has so far. Give you a wee view. Fields on one side, boatyard, very mucky boat. The boatyard, guys. There are a couple of winch handles, no spares of either. There's two different sizes and no spares. Oh yes, and look at that, Asako just found a deck brush.
No, I borrowed it.
Well done, Asako. And we spent the last sort of 20 minutes getting a hose rigged up to the boat, so it'd be good to get this boat so that we could walk around it without holding on, because it's very, very, very slippy. Okay. That's the preview of the messy boat. Hopefully next time we see it, it'll be cleaner and shinier and have some nice fresh running rigging.